And welcome back. Well, we've all heard that no two people are the same, and this couldn't be more true for children who have a disability. August is Celebrating Differences Month, and it's a great time to remember that a disability is only one characteristic and does not define a person.
Children with disabilities have, of course, their own personalities, their own likes and dislikes, strengths and challenges. And joining us now with a better understanding and ways to be most respectful is Rebecca Michelsen. She's the Community Outreach and Education Supervisor at Penfield Children's Center. Great to see you.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
It's wonderful that you're a resource for ways that we can all better understand and interact with people who have disabilities, because I think it's such an important point. And this month is all about respecting differences among all of us.
Right, exactly.
And the truth is that children with disabilities, while some may look different, some do not, they still have the same desire to have friends and to be respected and to be included, right?
Exactly. They want to just do the same things that everybody else wants to do. So they have the same interests. They may enjoy watching football or actually playing football. They may want to play soccer, they may want to play video games, they may want to act or paint or whatever that interest is. They have all the same interests that all other children have.
Part of what you do is you help other children understand other children with disabilities. So it's kind of making more inclusiveness. One of the things I didn't realize is that young children at a certain age, and you can kind of define this, sometimes think they could catch a disability, like an illness.
Right.
Is that true?
So around that age of 3 and 4 is when children start recognizing the differences in each other. So even like hair color, gender, so they're going to start recognizing those differences. And so when they do have a friend or a peer in their classroom who has a disability, they have questions about how it happened. And so their fear might be that, well, can I catch a disability? And we always tell them that, no, you can't catch it. It's not like a cold. It's not like the flu. It's something that either a person is born with or has happened because of an injury or maybe an illness that that person specifically has.
One of the things I think people always struggle with or wonder is, especially if someone, it's clear to them that someone has a disability, should you offer to help or should you be helpful in some way?
And it's always important, we want to teach our children it's good to be helpful. What we want to teach them though when we're helping a friend who has a disability is to always ask first, because people with disabilities want to be independent just like we do, but they also might need some help, but they have to tell you how they need that help, because they might have some special instructions for you on how they need that help. It could be how you need to, if they're in a wheelchair, how you need to use their wheelchair. It could be if they are blind, how you need to help, you know, by holding, they want to actually hold your arm. You don't necessarily guide them. They're going to follow you. So that's the important part, is that you want to ask how you can help and not just jump in and help first.
So what's the best phrase? Is it, can I help you? Do you need help? What is the best phrase to use?
The best phrase to use is, can I help you? And they'll either say, nope, I've got this, I'm okay, or yes, I could use some help, here's how you can help me.
That's great. In terms of interacting with children with disabilities and allowing them to be independent, especially if they don't want help, sometimes what we have to recognize, I feel, is that it might take a little bit more time. And that doesn't necessarily mean we should step in or offer to help.
I mean, it's just like when we're teaching our children to learn how to read or how to tie their shoes, it's going to take practice and it's going to take time. And so just like that, a person with a disability will need to learn how to use their adaptive equipment or assistance to get that project done or that task done that they're working on. And so we need to let them try before just jumping in and helping.
Service animals are one that I think are difficult for kids, especially at first, to understand. You shouldn't just go up and pet a service animal, right?
We get super excited when we see a service animal because they're cute. It's a dog or it's another type of an animal.
And they're so well behaved.
And they're well behaved. And so it's reminding them that we don't want to run up to them and pet them. We don't want to play with them, because if we distract them from their job, they can't help the person that needs the help.
It's a great way to say it.
We can walk up to the person though who's using that service animal and we can say, I really like your dog. It's a really pretty dog. That's okay to do, but we don't want to just run up and start playing with the animal.
I think remembering the pet has a job.
That's
that they're
a great way to
on
say
the
it.
job that they're working is very important. That concept, I think, helps kids make it more clear too. You have some great resources, and some of them are here in front of us. And these are books that were actually written by the Penfield Children's Center.
Right. So through our Kohl's Building Blocks program at Penfield Children's Center, we were able to write three books. that are great for parents to use to talk to their children about disabilities and differences. So our first 2 books just generally talk about how to be a good friend and talk about some general disabilities. Our third book, actually, we just released this year, is called Learn to Sign with Jackie, and it focuses more on one of our characters and the fact that she is hard of hearing, her dad is deaf, and that she uses sign language to communicate.
I love that. You know, kids, I think one thing I notice a lot is when there's a child with a disability or even somebody who's injured, it really could even be that, but there's a lot of staring, you know, because they're trying to figure out what's wrong with them and digest and figure out what's happening in that situation. How do you address that as a parent or a caretaker when the child is staring in public? Do you know, what do you say?
So one of the things that we always like to say is it's okay to look, but not for a long time. So because again, they are trying to understand, they're trying to digest what that situation is. So it's okay to let them look, but just remind them it's okay to look, but let's not look for a long time. And then if they have questions, that's your opportunity to either answer the questions yourself if you feel comfortable in that situation then, or waiting until you get home to have that conversation. Some people even say that it's, if you're comfortable, you can go up to that person and ask questions. But again, it's going to be okay too if that person says, no, I don't really want to talk about it either.
Yeah, because that can be uncomfortable.
Yeah, the respect there, I think, is the key, is respecting those differences and trying your best to put yourself in that place too and be empathetic. It was great to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here.
People can visit this website for more information on disabilities and how to engage with those affected by disabilities. You can go to PenfieldBuildingBlocks.org for more on that, and the resources that you have there in front of us are the Kohl's Building Blocks materials, which is great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Appreciate it.